Welcome to the InnoForESt Project, an innovation action that is funded under the Horizon 2020 programme of the European Union. What is InnoForESt about? Basically, we have 5 central objectives. Synthesis of exemplary, innovative and economically viable forest ecosystem service provisions in Europe. Classify the success factors of novel policy and business models. Identify promising governance approaches and context conditions. Provide knowledge-based recommendations for the extension of an innovative and viable forest ecosystem service provision in real-world contexts. Learn from each other across disciplines, science practice, countries and cases. What is the InnoForESt project all about?
Different ways of capturing the diverse values of forests in Europe.
Innovative ways of governing and developing business as well around the forest ecosystem services.
And particularly ecosystem services that have no market and so should find different ways of support compared to other typically market services.
Designing governance mechanisms or different projects that work with actors who actually use forests, who own forests, together with society, that actually have a value for decision makers in trying to shape the future of European forests.
What are forest ecosystem services?
Well, forest ecosystem services are things that we extract from the forest, so timber or berries or meat or through game, or they are things that we benefit from by them actually just being in the forest, so different functions of the forest.
Like for clean water, clean air, for carbon sequestration, it includes cultural services, for recreation, for spiritual identity.
What would you like this project to achieve?
Is to find a balance between the function of forest that we have to assure and the needs of property. So they need money, they need to activate the market, but at the same time we have to assure that forests continue to provide forest services.
So the goal would be that we make better use of the wood and forestry in our region. We are a forestry rich region. Maybe 60% or 70% in some parts of the area, even more, is covered by forest. So I think the region would benefit very much. The employment and value added could improve in our region, and this would create more income to the people living here.
The issue that comes along with these services is that only some of them, let's say, have a market value where you can really closely define their value in economic terms. Classically, this is timber. While other services that are of tremendous importance for society, like water regulation, recreation, spiritual value, they do not have a market price. And therefore, when it comes to forest management and decision making, often the provision of these services is underprovided. And that's why where InnoForESt comes into the game and where we have a look at innovations of what are possibilities to foster the provision of these services.
What is your contribution to the project?
So the daily work is basically interacting with what we call case studies with those practice partners and scientific partners in the regions, and try to set up a form of interaction with them that helps them to develop innovations with the stakeholders that are there. So the daily interaction is about how to make it practically possible with the means of the project to actually stimulate innovation.
And we try to actually engage school kids in a forest initiative where we try to capture not just what they think and what they see in the forest, because they haven't been spoiled by these general mainstream discourses and talks about it, but also how we can actually use these views and use that understanding to maybe change the Swedish forestry model to something that becomes a bit more sustainable, not just in an economic and in an ecological sense, but also in a social sense.
Well, in this project we are dealing with the Finnish case study. So I'm the scientific partner, but I'm working on the Finnish case or the innovation in Finland, and that's about the ecological compensation system that we're trying to set up in Finland, and that those actors who eventually destroy forests with some actions like construction of a road or whatever, that those people could actually then, or businesses could actually put some money into protecting these biodiversity rich places, or then even restoring them. So kind of trying to compensate the loss that they eventually have to make elsewhere.
Why are you participating in an international project?
It's very stimulating, it's very exciting to be here, to have contact with different persons, and also to understand that there are other ideas, other perspectives.
Because in the InnoForESt project there are many very different approaches how to be innovative in forest management.
Just at this moment, InnoForESt asked us to be a partner of this project. And so we stepped in just because we were thinking, okay, international exchange could help us to find the new steps and to learn, okay, we are embedded internationally, and this is a good idea for us to sell more Wandaktien.
What is also nice is this combination between a scientific partner, of which I am a member, and a practice partner. So the project is really rooted in the ground. It's not something that is just pure research, but it has an impact in the field.
I find this connection between science and practice very enriching. There are frictions, it takes a lot of effort to bring these different worlds and knowledges and understandings together, but when we manage to do so, it is incredibly enriching, and it helps scientists to get the feet on the ground, and it also helps practice partners to maybe improve their activities.
And if you share information, if you share position, or if you share ideas and view, you can grow and probably find a new way to make better your work.